What's up, guys? Welcome to Loveshack Entertainment, and today we're back with another deck profile video. So, I played zombies for about 6 months in real life, obviously, at tournaments and all that crap. And so I finally decided to give up the deck, at least for now. I kind of got bored with it. It's not to say it's not a good deck, not a fun deck, but I just feel like I kind of played it out as much as I could, so I wanted to try my hand at something new. So that's what we're bringing to you today, and that is my first draft of Clownblade. Now, really quick for those of you unfamiliar with the deck, we did do a game on the Loveshack vs. series with Clownblade, which I can put a link to in the description below, so those of you might want to see it in action. Essentially, it revolves around Performage, Trick Clown, which you can see here, and we'll talk about it more in a second, as well as the Heroic engine using Heroic Challenger Assault Halberd and 1000 Blades. The deck was really powerful with Lava Ball Chain in the OCG. Obviously, that got banned here, but I think it's still a pretty cool deck, and so I actually played it at Locals this past week. I went 3-2. My losses were to Cliff Orts, so make of that what you will, but obviously that's a difficult matchup in general because of how good the deck is. But yeah, so I'll jump right into this and try to make it quick because I know I'd take too long in these deck profile videos. So we got 3 Trick Clown. This is kind of like the backbone of the deck there. And when it's sent to the graveyard, you target one Performage monster in your graveyard, special summon it, attack and defense becomes 0. So this basically enables your rank 4 plays, as well as just being a really good combo card in general. 3 Performage damage jungler. Now, this is one I might cut down. I'm just a little bit uncomfortable with him being at 3. I don't quite like it, but for now it is what it is. Basically, it can discard itself to reduce some damage, but more importantly, you can banish it from the graveyard to search a Performage from the deck. So you can grab Trick Clown if you needed to, but more importantly, you can grab Hat Tricker, which I play at 2. And Hat Tricker is basically, you only really use him for his first line, which says if 2 or more monsters are on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. So that's honestly just a really powerful to enable your rank 4 plays and speed them up, and plus it's a spellcaster, so you can use it with Trick Clown and stuff to make Trapeze Magician, which I'll take a look at in a second. Then we got 2 Summoner Monk. This is obviously a spellcaster, so it works well with the other spellcaster support, and we play a good amount of spells, some of which will end up being dead later in the game, so it's good to have some fodder for Monk. 2 Goblin Bird. Now, I've seen some decks play this and some decks not, but since you're playing the triple rota anyway to search the Heroic engine, this isn't a bad guy to grab, especially when you can special some stuff and set off some combos. 2 Kageto Kage. Now, Gigabyte might do the trick as well. Those who've been familiar with him, he's the 1500 attack, if you control a spellcaster, special summon from the hand. But Kageto Kage is a dark, it's searchable by King of the Feral Imps, which I do play in the extra deck. And it's also a cool target for BLS and such, so I prefer it right now. But I can understand if you want to play Gigabyte, just due to the fact that you can normal summon Gigabyte. 2 Kageto Kage, and then 2 Heroic Challenger Assault Halberds. This is a Cyber Dragon. You can special summon it from your hand. If your opponent controls a monster, you control no monsters. And when it inflicts battle damage, you can search a Heroic card for your deck to your hand. So that doesn't happen often, but you can always grab another copy of itself. Or you can grab your Heroic Challenger 1000 Blades. So this is where the Clownblade combo comes in. When this card is in the graveyard, if you take damage, you can special summon it face up attack position. So you bring back your Trick Clown, then you summon him. Instantly, you got 2 monsters on the field for a rank 4, plus you can do all sorts of other things. I've seen some decks play like 3-2. I just don't think it's necessary because it's so easy to get this engraved early on, especially with like Foolish Burial or just Rhoda, draw into it and basically play off of what you have. I don't think it's necessary because it's kind of a dead draw and you can only use the effect once per turn, so it's not like you can summon back multiple copies. You got the Assault Halberds to search it if you need to. So as far as I'm concerned, 1 is fine. I didn't really like it at a higher number than 1. And then just the 1 BLS. You know, it's not a rank, not a level 4, obviously, but you play so many lights and darks, including your extra deck, so it's worth it to have, especially later in the game. If you're really trying to OTK, you can put that extra beater on board, and that helps quite a bit. Alright, so we got triple reinforcement of the army. This is obviously self-explanatory. Search Warrior. Basically, you get your Heroic stuff or your Goblin Bergs if you're playing that in the build. 3 Chicken Game. So I play this in place of Upstart Goblin, especially because of the fact that if Chicken Game is active and you want to combo, especially on earlier turns, you can make it so you don't take damage when Trick Clown brings himself back. So you get the draw power. Sometimes you use it more than once, although if your opponent's smart, more often than not they're going to blow it up. But I just prefer it over Upstart Goblin because when I'm waiting to get some pieces to set up some plays, it's kind of convenient to have this there. So 3 Chicken Game. 2 Terraforming. So Terraforming is pretty cool. Terraforming is once per turn you add a field spell from your deck to your hand. So that's how you search out your Chicken Game. And basically it just works to speed up the deck. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. You know, some decks aren't even playing it at all right now. I've seen some decks opt to play Lance in its place, but I do like the fact that it lets you you know, as a quick out to vanities and things like that, especially if it's in response to one of your chains activating. 2 Dark Hole, 1 Regeki, self-explanatory. Book of Moon, Foolish Burial, and then I'm playing as a tech this 1 Wonder Wand. Obviously, send a spellcaster, draw 2 cards, so it combos with Trick Clown, lets you get some extra draw power in the deck, and basically just kind of speeds you up, and it lets you set off Trick Clown's effect. So, all things considered, is useful for what it does. We have, for traps, very small trap lineup, 2 Mirror Force, 2 Fiendish Chain. You could play Breakthrough Skill. 1 Solemn, 1 Vanities, because once you get that board set up, it's pretty convenient to have. And I'm playing 2 Balance of Judgment, so I know you're not going to see any other builds out there that are playing this, and I know it's going to be one of those questionable decisions. However, I find myself throwing my entire hand into the board more often than not early game, ending up with maybe 2 Xyzs. Now, this basically lets you draw cards equal to the difference between the total number of cards in your hand and field and the total number of cards on your opponent's field. So this easily becomes a draw 1, but with the ability of this deck to just put stuff out quickly, if you're playing against back row heavy decks, you can +2, +3 with this, and really speed up your deck for turns, you know, on forthcoming turns. So far it's been good. I understand that it's kind of questionable, but right now I just like it in premise, and I got to do some more playtesting with it to know for sure if it's something that I want to keep in. My extra deck is currently missing a Castel and an Exciton, so just take that into consideration when I show it here. But let's just go through what we have. Blade Armor Ninja, Heroic Champion Excalibur, for your warriors and stuff in the instances that you do make them. Ragna Zero is just a generic. Tellarknight Ptolemaios, obviously really cool card, and allows you to make Constellar Diamond, which shuts down a lot of decks right now, so it's a very powerful card. I played 2 Performance Trapeze Magician. This is just a really cool card, and it really enables OTKs as well by allowing a monster to attack twice. So it's just powerful in general. 1 Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, 1 Heartland Draco, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Silent Honor Arc. Utopia is just a placeholder for the Castel that I don't have yet. Illuminite, which actually I quite like. This basically triggers your Trick Clown effect, and it takes the place of a 3 of Laval Chain, I guess, to the best extent that it can. I don't go into it much unless I have really strong setup, but it does kind of work nicely to get some graveyard plays, get Thousand Blades in the grave and things like that if you happen to draw into it. And then Black Ship, that's in place of the Exciton and King of the Feral Imps to search the Kagito Kages. And finally, the side deck, which is kind of quote-unquote in development, but it is what it is. It would be the 3rd MST. 2 Trap Stun. Sorry, I messed that up a little bit. 2 Trap Stun. So, you know, obviously, if you're playing an OTK-oriented deck, if you're playing against trap-heavy decks like Tellers, this is definitely a worthwhile side in. 2 Divine Wrath. So instead of Breakthrough Skill, Divine Wrath as a counter trap works well in here because of the fact that I want to get my Trick Clowns engraved, I want to get my Thousand Blades engraved, and I want to get Damage Jugglers engraved. So if I'm playing against a deck like BA or Necros or something like that, where the effects are just running rampant, sometimes Divine Wrath is a really useful tool to get over that, and it doesn't hurt my deck because the discard is actually beneficial. 1 Twister. Really just because of how bad this deck can be hurt by things like Macro and Defissure and such. So the Twister is just an extra option, especially if you're playing the MSTs. 2 Wavering Eyes for the Cliffort matchup. 2 Artifact Lancia. Infernoids, other random decks, even Necros to an extent, where Banishing is going to be one of those things that happens commonly. 2 Effect Veiler. I don't think I really need to explain that one. Just a really good card. 2 Retaliating Sea. So this is kind of cool. Really hurts Shadals and Necros to an extent, and it's a cool card because it can special summon it from the hand, obviously, and it's our level 4, so all things considered, it does synergize with the deck to that extent. And then 1 Blizzard Princess. So this Blizzard Princess is a tech more than anything, but basically you tribute summon it by tributing 1 Spellcaster type monster, and during the turn you tribute summon it, your opponent cannot activate spell or traps for the rest of the turn. So if you're able to go off and really get your plays set up, this can ensure that you can OTK. So I want to do a little bit more testing with it, which is why it's not in the main deck, but I do like the idea of it, especially because of the fact that if you tribute it to bring out Trick Clown, you don't have to worry about whether or not Trick Clown's gonna, be a waste, because it's gonna bring itself right back. So this is kind of cool. I really want to do some more testing with this, and I'll definitely try to get an updated version of the build once I've had a chance to do that. But in the meantime, I ask you guys to subscribe to the channel. If you did enjoy the video, please feel free to share your comments below. Let me know what you think about the deck, and I'll see you next time right here at Loveshack Entertainment.